The most beautiful people in the world are thousands of miles away from here. How healthy is the state of Georgia? And if you're looking for a name for a newborn, may we make a suggestion? Caution, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Welcome to the Week in Review. I'm KJ Allen from Wave 104.1. Of course, the big story this past week has to be about Tiger Woods. I mean, this is the biggest news item in the last 65 years at least. And if you're like me, I just kind of said, you know, who cares about this? Let's give the family some privacy. It's really not that big of a deal. It doesn't really concern us, right? Well, that's about to change today because I have exclusive photographs obtained by the Week in Review that's going to shed some light on this whole story, so make sure you stick around for that. We'll get to that in just a matter of moments. Before we do that, let's talk about this. 45-year-old William C. Caldwell III. That's this guy right here. It's really him. He dressed up like an elf, made a trip down to the South Lake Mall near Atlanta to visit with Santa Claus and have his picture made with Santa Claus. Okay, everything normal so far? 45-year-old guy dressing up like an elf? No problem, right? Once he meets Santa Claus, he announces he has a bag full of dynamite. What? That's right. So before transitioning Caldwell from the nice to naughty list, Santa Claus made a call to security. Caldwell, the angry elf, was carted off to the pokey, where he's now facing charges of having a hoax device, also making terroristic threats. He's being held without bond. The United Health Foundation has released the list of the top 5 healthiest states based on 22 different factors of health, including childhood obesity, vaccination, smoking, cancer deaths, regular adult obesity. All these things come together, and here are the top 5 healthiest states. Vermont at number 1, Utah number 2, Massachusetts number 3, the state of Hawaii number 4, New Hampshire number 5. At the bottom of the list, here they are in red, South Carolina, South Carolina is 46, Louisiana 47, Alabama at 48, also the number 1 most obese state. My home state of Tennessee was second in line. I love that fried fatback. Number 49, Oklahoma, and the most unhealthy state in the Union, Mississippi. Georgia, by the way, ranks in at number 43. While we're rattling off lists, I mentioned on the air a couple of weeks ago about the most beautiful people in the world, according to a recent survey of beautiful and not so beautiful people. Here's where they are. Let's start with the men first. The most attractive men, number 5, Portugal. Number 4, Italy. Number 3, Denmark. Brazil, number 2, and Swedish men top the list. The U.S. is at number 9. As far as the hottie hotter pants women are concerned, number 5, Russian women. How about that? Brazil, number 4, Iceland, number 3, Sweden, number 2, and Norway ranking in number 1. The U.S. falls at number 6, so the women fare a little bit better on the countdown than the men. If you can't travel all the way to Scandinavia to gawk at beautiful women, how about a trip to Idaho? This right here, this is an actual photograph from the Idaho Department of Transportation. Obviously, in this state, it's the men walking down the street making lewd comments and whistling at the construction workers. Actual picture there. You can look it up for yourself. When asked what former president should be included in Mount Rushmore, let's say there's space for another president or two, which one would you pick? According to a recent survey, 29% of people said John F. Kennedy. 20%, coming in at the second spot, said Ronald Reagan. That's who I'd vote for. Although, come to think of it, maybe I would do a write-in vote, if that's possible. This guy hasn't been president yet, but we can make an exception. Ben Franklin hasn't been president, and he's included on one of those denominations of currency, right? So my write-in vote would have to be for Joe Willie to be carved into Mount Rushmore. Well, he looks like he fits right in there, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. $2,000 in cash can be yours just in time for Christmas time if you find the Grinch. Yes, the Grinch that stole Christmas is now accused of stealing our money. If you find the Grinch, you're going to win $2,000 in cash. It's brought to you by Boyd's Transmission and Otto Johnson Motor Company. Keep it locked in to Wave 104.1 and online at thewave1041.com for all the information and the clues. If 18 years from now there are a bunch of 18-year-old kids running around with the name Russ, there's a reason for that. Georgia's big win over Georgia Tech last week. Well, there was a proud Bulldog standing on the sidelines making it all happen, the half-brother of our recently departed August 7. His name is Russ. Now, many of you may think it's crazy to name your kids after your favorite sports mascot, okay? And I think there's nothing in the world wrong with that at all, especially whenever the mascot's there to make such an upset like happen like we had over Georgia Tech last weekend. There's nothing in the world wrong with it. Just ask my cousin Uga. I mean, he's a good kid. A great student, too. I love Uga. He's a good guy. Finally, Tiger Woods. We just can't get enough of him. I mean, can't you tell I have Tiger Woods fever? We have acquired some exclusive Tiger Woods photos we'd like to share with you. Now, you're not going to find this anywhere else. We're not even going to tell you how we acquire these photographs, but I think it's going to shed some light on the whole Tiger Woods situation. So this is such a big deal, we're actually blowing off the Weekly Rant and the email bag segment just for these photographs. So let's take a look at photo number 1 here. Not a lot of talk about the car and the accident scene and all that, but we actually have a photograph here of the accident scene, and here it is. You can see the tree, the car, and off in the distance there, the fire hydrant that was clipped by the great golfer.
But I can't see it.
Right, as we have to watermark these photographs in order to protect the photos. We hope you understand that, but you can clearly see what's going on here. Let's go ahead and roll to number 2, photo number 2. This is the Woods family. All right, nothing telling in this photograph. Now we start to see some action here. Photograph number 3, please. This is in black and white, and we apologize, sort of hard to see exactly what's going on, but you can see Tiger Woods here engaged in some sort of party, and this is starting to, again, starting to tell us what's going on, and the final photograph really sums the whole thing up. Let's go ahead and put this one up on the screen. As you can see, this is very clear what's going on here with this whole situation. And again, these are exclusive photographs to Wave 104.1 in the Weekend Review, and hopefully this has shed a little bit of light on it, of the whole situation. All right, so that's all the time we have for the Weekend Review. We are glad we're able to share those photographs with you. I got to go. Have a great week. Make sure you join me each afternoon from 3 until 7 at Wave 104.1. And from all of us here to all of you, we have 2 words for you. Merry Christmas.